what I'm doing here now is I'm filling in my new secondary septic system. Went right in this area here where you see this just dirt square here, okay? And you can see I have a fairly large patio anyway, poured concrete, and all I'm doing is extending the patio out into the backyard, and I'm going to build a decorative patio stone and red brick decorative concrete patio. Now it's going to look something like this sidewalk over here, which I just built the other day. Okay, you can see I'm not quite done with it yet, but it's going to look like this. This was like a little sidewalk leading to the back gate, and I'm not quite done with it yet, but this is similar to what it's going to look like. Okay, and I'm going to show you step by step the process. And okay, first we got to have the materials. Okay, the materials are patio stones. These are 2 feet by 2 feet square patio stones, and you need a bunch of red bricks. These are North Carolina red bricks, clay bricks. And then the tools you are going to need are this 10-inch wet saw, which is able to cut bricks, because we're going to have to cut the red bricks. You have to cut them. Here's a piece that I cut yesterday. You have to cut these red bricks. Okay, so you got to have the wet saw you can rent from your neighborhood rental store. And then you need an assistant ground pounder. This is a ground pounder. You got to have this to pound the ground underneath the stones in the patio, because the patio stones, because you want it nice and level. You need a rake to move around the dirt. You need a shovel, of course, and you need a sledgehammer, because you have to pound the bricks down into the dirt real good. So, and then you also need a level to make sure everything's. You need a big level for the patio stones, and you need a little level for the bricks. And then you also need a trusty assistant to make sure everything is going correctly. So you have to have a trusty assistant.
That's me.
Okay, that's my trusty assistant. So I'm going to show you step by step how to build this, so you'll be able to do it yourself, and hopefully it'll come out good. Okay, I'm getting ready to lay the first brick, and the first brick is real important because this is how everything is basically eyed off the first brick. So I throw a bunch of dirt in here, fill, and then you use the ground pounder like this. This is why the ground pounder is real important, because you get it level. So you make it nice and level for your first brick. See, the first brick's going to go right there. See? And then you continue. Okay, you see I just laid the first 4 bricks. Okay, so you lay them out, and then you put the level on there, just like that. And you see that it's perfectly level. And then you just keep going from there. Okay, as you see, I laid the first patio stone. Okay, I laid the bricks around it. The first patio stone I laid, and you put the level on that. Yeah, there you see, it's perfectly level. Okay, but now what we got to do is see these little inserts here. I have to cut. This is where the wet saw comes into play. I have to cut bricks to shape these little inserts here. See the little inserts here? Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Okay, see what now we're getting going here. We got 2 patio stones. See, and I got my ground pounder. I just pound along the edge here. Right? And I take the brick. See, nice and level. 1, 2, 3. See? And that's how you outline it. Okay. Now we're getting ready for the next patio stone. So get the dirt here, okay? Because the patio stones aren't as high as the brick, so you got to, after you have the brick outline laid, the red brick outline, the patio stones have to come up a little bit. So you have to put some dirt down. So you put a bunch of dirt down. Okay. Then you get your ground pounder. patio stones. These are heavy suckers too, let me tell you. And then put them down here. Okay. And then you level them. That way. Level them this way. It's a little bit high over here. So I'm going to take the patio stone out and take it down here. You can see how it's the lip here. It's a little bit high over here. So I got to take it down. I took this down. Now I'm going to level this brick here. Okay, see, nice and level. Everything nice and level. Get the level perfect that way. Perfect that way. Okay, we've reached the hard part now because, as you can see, because of the this part of the patio has this like a circular type contour to it. Some of those patio stones we had to cut, and then you got to fit in little pieces. Okay, that's where the wet saw comes in. And now you can see here, just to give you an example, here's a little section right there. See that? You have to cut that and fit that right in there. See how that fits in there nice? See, now we're going to get the next space right there. I'm going to fill in all those spaces. Okay, we're about a quarter of the way done, and you can see, here's what it looks like.
The dog purposely went over there.
There's a little helper there. And see, the tough part was this area here, because we had to cut out all those little inserts. You know, the little inserts had to be cut out so that to compensate for the curvature in the patio. But we got through that. So now we're going to continue on here. Okay, we're about 2/3 of the way done. You can see so far, coming out just perfect. Now here's another area here, little problem area here, where we got a small, we have to make a cut, we have to cut out a patio stone and fit it in here in this small area, and then shimmy it in with some smaller cuts.
Yeah.
Okay, here was the difficult part here. So you can see we cut this insert out to fit in here. See how it fit right in there? You just pound it down. And there you have it. Okay, see this was a difficult spot because you see right down here I have a sprinkler. See the sprinkler? So what happened was it's right by the edge, so what we had to do is we had to carve out a brick. See how that is? Fits right in there like that. See, and that sprinkler can pop right up through that brick now. Pretty smart, huh? Okay, there's the final product. It's finished. There you can see the nice concrete and stone patio. Oh, there's my assistant. See how nice that looks? Everything fits in there real nice.
I lifted all these stones. They're real heavy, and I lifted them because I'm strong with my assistant.
Yeah.
That's my assistant.
But look how much nicer. Like, see, there's just a regular poured plain concrete, and then there's the nice stone patio there. Now see, there's just a lot more personality.
Like me.
In that.
I have tons of personality, tons of character.
See?
And this patio reflects me. And
there it
my
is.
assistant.
If anybody needs any help building one, just give me a call, and I'll tell you how to do it. But you can see it came out really nice.